What you're about to see is what actually happened at the celebration of Simba. So that's what happened. The Lion King 1.5, or the Lion King 3, Hakuna Matata as it's known in the UK and my country, is the second direct-to-video sequel to Disney's masterpiece, The Lion King, and the third and final chapter in the Lion King Trilogy. Well, it's not a trilogy anymore because now we have The Lion Guard, Return of the Roar, but it was a trilogy at the time. So the Lion King 1.5 tells the story of Timon's backstory. His meerkat clan hate him except for his mother, and he sets out on a journey to find the meerkats a new home where they will have a better life. Rafiki tells him to look beyond what he sees. He meets Pumbaa, and the movie basically tells the original Lion King from the perspective of Timon and Pumbaa and how Timon and Pumbaa became friends. Now, of the original Lion King trilogy, this is surprisingly regarded as the weakest. I don't understand why everyone loves The Lion King 2, yet everyone hates Lion King 1.5. Well, I'm sorry guys, but I'm in the minority. I'm not with the haters on this one. I prefer The Lion King 1.5 to The Lion King 2 Simba's Pride. I know you may think I'm crazy, but just hear me out. So, what I love about this movie is that how different it is from the previous two. Instead of having you know, Simba's Pride and Simba's family tree as the protagonists, just like the first two movies had, this time we have Timon and Pumbaa as protagonists. They were only supporting cast for comic relief in the first two, but now we actually get to see proper development with them as characters. We get to learn their backstories, we get to know how they became friends, and we get to find out that they were in the original Lion King the entire time. We just didn't know, which is absolutely brilliant. And it's appropriate that this movie was released on the 10th anniversary of The Lion King. For one thing, I love Timon in this movie. He's living in a meerkat clan where they just dig tunnels and go on sentry duty and escape predators like hyenas, as they say in the epic Digger Tanner song, Quick Before the Hyena Come. Timon, since he's a comic relief character, they could have made him boring as hell, but no, now that we get to see his backstory, he's actually really interesting. He has all these inventions and ideas and wants to live a better life than just being somebody's dinner. He actually wants to find somewhere else for his meerkat family to live, even if nobody likes him or believes him, and he does go on sentry duty to prove himself, but sadly does fuck it up when the three hyenas from the original Lion King, Shanzi, Banzai and Ed, almost massacre his entire clan, and only his mother, voiced by Julie Kavanagh, voice of Marge Simpson, how cool is that, believes in him. And he also has an Uncle Max who's kind of an arsehole to him, but he's fun, I guess. And even Rafiki is great in this movie. He's the one that apparently set Timon on the quest to look for a better home. He's like, to find it you must look beyond what you see. And to which Timon does so throughout the events of The Lion King, and where, spoiler alert, he meets Pumbaa. Now, Timon and Pumbaa's friendship is brilliantly done. It feels so natural, and they're both outcasts, which relates them both, and their friendship feels so natural because they don't start out as friends. They just tag along, for starters, looking for their dream home throughout the events of The Lion King, the Simba's celebration, I just can't wait to be king, and the elephant graveyard, and Be Prepared, and even the wildebeest stampede, and all of which are failed attempts of finding a home, which is hilarious. And only when Pumbaa reveals that he is all alone, just like Timon does, Timon finally warm up to Pumbaa. He's like, friends stick together till the end, and that is such a beautiful moment. As fun as this film is, it is the lightest of the original Lion King trilogy, but that what works. It's fun. It's a break from all the drama and intensity of the first two. And of course, Timon and Pumbaa make their home in the jungle, to which where they find Simba and spend the next few years of their life with him. And it actually shows how sweet they are of taking care of him when he has a nightmare and they let him sleep with them, and how it's brilliant, tremendous fun when they try and sabotage Simba and Nala's romance, or at least Timon is keen on splitting them up. And they even separate when Pumbaa goes back to fight with Simba, but Timon decides to stay. But he realizes it's no fun being alone, and Pumbaa's the only friend I've ever had. And when they reunite and help Basil Scar's hyenas and meet up with his mum and Uncle Max in the final battle, it's a triumphant moment. And Timon does save the day by leading the hyenas into a trap. Yeah, they actually show you how great the character of Timon is instead of telling you. Like I said, this film is definitely the lightest and funnest of the three, and it does have some tremendous comedy, like the scene where Pumbaa farts at Simba's coronation was comedic gold. This is easily the shortest of the three Lion King movies too, but that works. It's only 73 minutes, but that's all it needs to be. It's the pacing flies by. It's a perfect length for the entire family. You'll never get bored. And I'm surprised how great the songs are, considering this is a Disney direct-to-video movie. I mean, I think the soundtrack here is even better than the soundtrack from The Lion King 2. This is my second favourite Lion King soundtrack, second only, of course, to the original Lion King. But Digga Tana is a awesome song. I cannot get it out of my head. And even That's All I Need is a wonderful song that helps us understand Timon's motivation for wanting a better life. Yeah, and the rest of the tracks are is pretty much instrumental, but they're beautiful. Oh, and of course they have the Lion Sleeps Tonight montage of Timon and Pumbaa caring for Simba and bonding with him, which enhance the sweetness of that scene. We have hyena antagonists this time, Shanzi, Banzai and Ed, Scar's henchmen, and they were the secondary antagonists of the original Lion King, and now they're the main villains here, and that works. It's great how supporting characters from the original are now main characters here, because we get to learn more about them. And Shanzi, Banzai and Ed are comedic gold, just as much as Timon and Pumbaa. And the scene where they try to basically just slaughter and devour Timon's colony was pure intense. Yeah, as fun as this film is, it also can pull off solid drama. And the film ties Timon and Pumbaa's story of looking for their dream home with the original story of The Lion King brilliantly. It all feels very natural. And I applaud the original voice cast, Nathan Lane and Ernie Sabella and Matthew Broderick, for returning for all three Lion King films, so big round of applause for that. But if I were to pick a couple of flaws with this movie, it's that, yeah, this film does, being the most fun is great, it's original and a different story, but it does have the lowest stakes of the three, and the least amount of drama. Don't get me wrong, the emotional scenes in this film, and the moments between Timon and Pumbaa excel, but other than that, I think adults may miss the complex drama and intensity of the first two, and although it does intercut the Timon and Pumbaa's story with the original Lion King perfectly, I think, as some fans might wish this film had a bit more of an original story. Some actually might have preferred a story where Kiara and Kovu are now king and queen of the Pride Lands and have covers of their own, but I personally don't mind that, but that's just what they may think. But that's it, those are the only nitpicks. Honestly, guys, I think this film is really good. I don't know why people don't like it or consider it anything special. It is, in my opinion, one of the best direct-to-video sequels Disney have ever done, and that's really saying something, considering most of them are just meh. While most Disney sequels are completely unoriginal and just rehashes of the original, like Lion King 2, for example, did rely too heavily on nostalgia. Lion King 1.5 actually is an original story and does attempt to be different, which Disney should try more often. And I also forgot to mention, I absolutely love how Timon and Pumbaa are just watching the movie in the cinema and pausing it every now and again. Oh, those are absolutely hilarious. They had me in absolute stitches laughing. So, Lion King 1.5 is great. It's my second favourite Lion King movie.
I give The Lion King 1.5 4 stars out of 5.
Well, I love you guys. Thank you all for watching. What did you think of the Lion King 1.5? Please comment, let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Google Plus, and join me next time for my review of The Lion Guard: Return of the Roar. And I'll see you then. Bye, guys.